What's going on, people? My name is Jason, also known as Pioneer. A little bit about myself. I'm from a small city in Alabama, and I was diagnosed with attention deficit disorder back in 2010. And what made me go to a psychiatrist and get myself checked out was from my son, which is now 23 years old. He was about in the third grade, and I was helping him do homework, and he was just like I was as a kid. Now, my mom was an educator. She spent 40 years in special ed. Keep in mind, I was born in 1972. So when I was in middle school, if you were in special ed, that was something that was basically frowned on, that you were stupid, and a lot of those guys didn't get real high school diplomas. So that's another story. So how I was diagnosed, my son was having some hard times, and at that time, ADD commercials were on. So I just looked it up, and I saw he had a lot of the traits of attention deficit disorder. He's not hyper. I'm not hyper. So you'll hear me say ADD because I'm not ADHD. My brain is attention deficit syndrome, which I have been reading or been listening to a doctor on YouTube that, and I cannot remember his name. I think it was James F. Brown. Don't quote me on that. I'll come back with a later video and tell you for sure his name. But how I was diagnosed, basically my son was having a hard time. Started looking it up, and he was having the same issues that I was having when I was young. So we put him on a natural herb called Attend, Attend, done miracles from him. I have five children, and three children that he's the oldest, which he's 23, have one 21, and one 19, another one that's 15, another one is 12. I see signs in her as well, my 12-year-old. So basically what happened is I got myself checked out. I did come up positive as far as for having attention deficit disorder. The great thing about that diagnosis is because the doctor, the psychiatrist that I went to, also gave me an IQ test and shared with me that my IQ was about 100. I think he said 117, 18, between 117 and 19. He had shared with me that the reason why I was able to function so good and be able to accomplish the things that I have accomplished is because my IQ is so high. I deal with impulsiveness real bad impulsiveness. So this is my introduction to the inside of my life. A 47-year-old man that was diagnosed with attention deficit disorder 10 years ago, who has struggled, who has had, I stopped counting, upwards of 30 jobs. And amongst those 30 jobs have really been some good jobs. But unfortunately, my impulsiveness led me on to do some other things. So through my study, through my research, through my living, I am determined to let people know that attention deficit disorder is real. It is something that we're not making excuses about. This is something that we have to deal with, and I believe that more people need to know and know how to handle people and know how to communicate with people that are ADD or ADHD. So this is your boy, Jason, also known as Pioneer. Love, peace, happiness, increase. Keep Christ in your life.